Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to be able to welcome you to your closing retreat, completing your years of formation as a spiritual companion. What a significant milestone. I'm so proud of you. I love that word retreat. It has a couple of different meanings. First of all, retreat in the sense of stepping back to really take a look at the big picture. Sometimes when you're on top of something, it's very hard to get perspective and focus. And so a retreat is a time to step back. Also, the word retreat is retreating yourself to some of the basics of what you've learned and experienced, especially in Audire. So, welcome to your retreat. This retreat is rooted in Ronald Rolheiser's explanation or naming of phasing around the Paschal mystery, that spiritual dynamic that moves through five phases as found in his book, Holy Longings. This concept is rooted in what I would call the mysterious economy of grace. The mysterious economy of grace, where the last are first, the grieving are comforted, and the dead are raised to new life. So the phases that Rolheiser describes are these: name your deaths, claim your births, do your grieving, set free the old body and let it go, and receive the spirit of the life you are living. Today, we're going to focus on the first dynamic: name your deaths, through the lens of being a spiritual companion. I have often returned to this quote by Annie Dillard. She says, "Loss is the extraordinary rent we pay for living." Loss is the extraordinary rent we pay for living. It's kind of stark and raw, especially for some of you who have recently experienced deaths in your family. Spiritual companioning enjoys a front row seat witnessing God at work. And this kind of intimacy is like no other. 2 years ago, three of my directees died. One expected after a cancer reoccurrence, and two who died suddenly. I companioned Jeannie, a Franciscan sister, for several years. Her cancer was in remission, and she was busy leading retreats, companioning, and serving her community internally. Then her recurrence occurred, and she underwent intensive chemo. We remained in touch throughout her whole journey. When she finally passed, I grieved deeply for her because I knew her so intimately. What a beautiful soul she was. Kathleen was a retired college administrator who discerned a call to the diaconate in the Episcopal tradition. I companioned her through her retirement, discernment, formation, and then ordination as a deacon. In time, she was invited by her diocese to actually oversee the formation of deacons. All was going well when suddenly at a diocesan meeting, Kathleen suffered a catastrophic cerebral hemorrhage and died instantly. I was informed by her grieving husband, who knew I was seeing her. I was stunned and deeply saddened. Tanner was a long-term directee who I started seeing when he was only 24. What a brilliant young man who, at 24, has the wherewithal to seek spiritual direction, and yet he did. He was a bright, talented, and engaging young man with an old soul. We met monthly for the better part of 10 years through his education, his engagement, his wedding, his discernment for ministry, his becoming a dad with two girls, and his vision of being bivocational, working professionally in finance and pastoring. In time, we had discerned to enter more deeply into friendship and end our spiritual direction relationship. We would meet for lunch regularly and enjoy our sort of father son friendship. One Monday, I received an unexpected call from his mom, who knew that we were close. She told me, Tanner was gone. What do you mean gone? He died in a random pool accident, and am still stunned and shocked. Loss is the extraordinary rent we pay for living. But loss as a spiritual companion, whether expected or sudden, may bring layers of complexity, invitation, and grace. Wherever your future leads, the intimacy of companioning will at one time or another lead to loss, planned or unplanned. As your formation has taught you, you have tools. Be sure to work closely with your own trusted spiritual director. And secondly, belong to a colleague group where you can find comfort and strength, especially during a journey of grief. This is a silent retreat, as you know. And so let the silence wash over you. And I offer these three reflective questions to savor and dig into this first phase of naming your deaths. First question: how have your deaths shaped your beliefs? How have your deaths shaped your beliefs? Secondly, how do you find meaning and challenge in the phrase, the mysterious economy of grace? Again, how do you find meaning and challenge in the phrase, the mysterious economy of grace? Thirdly, how have your beliefs shaped your deaths? Again, how have your beliefs shaped your deaths? I'm delighted to have been with you today and know that you are by my side as you experience the rest of your retreat. Thank you for your attention, and make it a good retreat and retreat. Take care.